I mean, we're taking aura farming to a whole new level here, chat. Do you play Genshin Impact and you saw Duet Night Abyss was coming out, you got excited, you dove in, and then immediately got overwhelmed because of all the different terminology? I got you. We're going to explain Duet Night Abyss in Genshin Impact terms. Before all of you come for me in the comments, and I know some of you still will, I know that Genshin Impact and Duet Night Abyss aren't a perfect comparison, and it's better to compare Duet Night Abyss to a game like Warframe, which I actually played for years. But I know a lot of you guys who subscribe to my content from the Genshin Impact videos I put out, so that's why we're using that as a point of reference. Duet Night Abyss has been out for just a little bit under a week at this point, and I am having a lot of fun with it, and I hope you guys are as well. My name is Malnox. We play a whole bunch of Gacha games right here on YouTube and over on Twitch. Join along for the ride. Subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and let's get into it. So perhaps the biggest difference between Genshin Impact and Duet Night Abyss is the fact that in Duet Night Abyss, the gacha system only exists for cosmetics. You can farm characters, weapons, and demon wedges. We'll get into what those are in a little bit. As much as you want, all you have to have is the material in order to farm it. For the cosmetic gacha, we're gonna have weaves, which are the Duet Night Abyss version of wishes, and instead of a banner, we have what's called the myriad. So if we go to the myriad menu here, we're gonna see the event exclusive, and one thing you'll notice is that these last quite a bit longer than Genshin banners do, whereas this one has 49 days left on it right now. You see two different kinds of weaves at the top. They're called hourglasses. We have our prismatic hourglass, which just lasts forever, as well as our time-limited prismatic hourglass, and those are only going to last as long as the event exclusive is going on. And of course, we have our standard here with the pristine hourglasses, and that's just going to be there forever. There is a pity system built in here where we're guaranteed a gold tier item within 90 weaves, although I'm still not sure if there's any sort of 50-50 system that exists, because we can see here that on the standard event, there are 4 different potential gold tier items between 2 different weapon skins and 2 different character skins we can get, and it seems now that it is just randomized which of these we're going to get when we get that gold tier item. The event exclusive is a little bit different in that there's only 1 gold tier skin, and then we have the chance to get some iridescent prisms, which you can use to get items in the shop. Now moving on from here, I did say that the characters, the weapons, and those demon wedges were farmable, and the way we're going to do that is through covert commissions, which we're going to see right down here at the bottom. We click on covert commissions, and you can choose which one of these characters you would like to farm, which one of these weapons you would like to farm, or down here, which one of these demon wedges you would like to farm. Now, demon wedges are basically the Duet Night Abyss version of artifacts, and when we get into talking about the characters a little bit more, I'll show you guys what I mean. But for the characters, the weapons, let's say I want to farm this character here. This is Lady Niffle, and we see that if we complete this, we're going to get 10 of these items to unlock her. Now, the items to unlock a character are called thoughts. You need 30 to unlock that character, and then the cool thing is if you want additional copies to refine that character or refine that weapon, you can just keep farming it over and over. But you see right now, I can't do this because I need to have a secret letter that corresponds to that character. That's easy though. All you have to do is acquire what's called a secret letter clue. You get 15 of these clues every day just by completing your dailies, and you get even more through questing, through opening chests, or other in-game events. Now, if I go to the shop and I go up to covert commissions, you can see all the different characters that you can grab that scarlet letter for. Now, unfortunately, you see Lady Niffle, I'm not quite high enough. I have to be trial rank 38 to be able to get that. The trial rank is the same thing as your adventure rank. So as you continue questing, exploring, that's just going to level up naturally. But let's say I want to grab a secret letter for this character here, Outsider. I would just click here, and as you can see, I can buy 61 of these right now because I have 610 secret letter clues, and it's going to cost 10 of those secret letter clues for 1 scarlet letter. After you purchase the scarlet letter, you just go back to the covert commission, and then you can go ahead and start that, play through the mission, and get your rewards. And you can do the same thing here for weapons that you would like to unlock, as well as the demon wedges that you would like to unlock for your characters. So we've been talking about demon wedges, let's get into what they actually are. So here's our character menu. Just like in Genshin, you can level up your character here. You can also level up your melee and your ranged weapon. Every character has a melee and a ranged weapon that they have equipped. You can also level up a little guy called a Genimon, which are little creatures that you capture throughout your travels, and they all have different skills and abilities that will enhance your own abilities, either giving you a buff or an extra damage dealing ability that you can use during combat. Going back to our character page, if we click on the Demon Wedges button down here, you see we have what's called a tolerance. Basically what that means is each Demon Wedge has a cost to it. You can see this one is 10, this one is 13, and as you are upgrading your Demon Wedge, it's going to make the amount of tolerance required to equip that go up. As you level up your character, you're going to unlock more slots to equip more Demon Wedges, but as you can see, they do things like augmenting your health, augmenting your sanity, which is the resource that you're going to use to actually cast your skills and your ultimate ability while you're in combat, as well as increasing the efficiency of your skill. And as they get to higher levels, they start to do some really cool stuff. But the cool thing here is that Demon Wedges don't just go on your character. We can also equip Demon Wedges on our melee and on our ranged weapon to further augment the damage or abilities of those weapons. One that I think is really cool is one that I have here on this polearm called Commanding Thrust. And basically what it does is every time I attack, it's going to summon additional Phantom Spears to also attack and deal double the normal weapon damage. I'll show you what that looks like. So here's this polearm without that Demon Wedge equipped. And here's that polearm with the Demon Wedge equipped. As you can see, all those Phantom Spears coming out to also attack the enemy just not only does more damage, but also makes it look so much cooler. Something else to note with your characters is that they can use any weapons you want, both melee and ranged. However, they do have a preferred weapon type. So if we look down here on the weapon, sword and assault rifle is what the main character is the best at using, and you do get a buff to your damage if you're using the proper weapon type with them. Now, as you can see, the little bumblebee floating up by my shoulder is the Genimon I was talking about, which are those little creatures that you can capture. And as we see here down at the bottom right, it says Z for support. That's my Genimon skill. So if I hit Z, he's going to do a little attack for me, and then it goes on to a cooldown. So they're just a cool way to augment your abilities. Again, some of them have buffs that they can give you, some of them give damage, and then as we continue to play, we're going to unlock higher and higher level Genimons that are going to do cooler and cooler things. Now, where Genshin has your talents that you level up, in Duet Night Abyss, we have our skills. We have damage, buff, and our passive. We're going to be able to level these up as we level our character up. And then we have what's called an Intron. Introns are like our constellations, and as you can see, there's 6 of them. Now, like I said before, you can just continually farm for a character. Like, I can get 30 more thoughts of Fox Hunter, the main character, and get that first Intron, second, third. All it takes is those scarlet letters and time to get the constellations or the upgrades, the introns of the character that you want. And the same thing goes for weapons. If we click on smelt, we can see that we can smelt it 5 times to increase its smelting level all the way to 5, just like refinement in Genshin. And finally, we have cosmetics. And again, cosmetics are obtained through the gacha system or in the shop, and this is where you can really make your character start to look cool. For instance, I can change the head, I can make a little doll sit on my head, I have a little dragon. I like this mask though a lot. You can also do things on your face, like have the little wing on your eye, you can have nothing there, little flowers, you can have glasses, whatever you'd like to make your character even more unique. We can equip things on our waist, to our belt to change it up even more, and we can even get different back pieces. You can even get things like different footprint effects that will follow you around as you're walking, effects that happen when you teleport to different waypoints, things that show up when your character dies, and different auras. I mean, we're taking aura farming to a whole new level here, chat. And then of course, characters are going to have the ability to get totally different outfits as well, so we can completely change up their vibe. While we're on the character screen, in Genshin Impact, when you level up a character, you get fates for leveling that character up or for ascending them. Same thing happens here in Duet Night Abyss, but we get rewards for ascending characters, weapons, and demon wedges. So all 3 items that we can ascend, you get rewarded for different breakpoints. And we'll just rapid fire through a couple of the other menus here so you guys know what you're looking at. combat is going to be where we go for our dailies, which is the memo, as well as the beginner's guide, which is like the adventure guide in Genshin that you are working through as you're leveling up that kind of guides you on where to go next. We also have the forge, which is where you're going to actually create the weapons that you do obtain. So as we obtain those weapon blueprints using the scarlet letters, we'll come here to the forge with the necessary materials to actually create them. And speaking of the forge, where it's the thoughts that we use to unlock the characters, where we need 30 thoughts to unlock them. To unlock the weapons, we need the blueprint as well as the actual pieces of that weapon. So you got to play through the Scarlet Letter mission a couple of times to be able to actually get that weapon. As we can see, that first clear reward, we're going to get the blueprint for it, and then we need to get the grip. We need to get a magnet. We need to get the left blade, the right blade. So we have to take all those different parts to the forge to make the full weapon. We also have Bard's Tome, which is our battle pass, which is going to give us some different cosmetic items. And if you purchase the battle pass, you can also get the Santa costume that's going on right now. And when you hit level 30 on the battle pass in Genshin, you get a weapon. Here in Duet Night Abyss, you're going to be able to get one of these Genimon, which look really cool, actually. I mean, who wouldn't want that? The rest of the menu is pretty self-explanatory, but if there's anything else you guys want to know about Duet Night Abyss, from the differences between this and other games like Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, or other gachas, or if you want to see a little bit more about what the combat looks like in Duet Night Abyss, the movement, or what the actual gameplay looks like, and how that might compare, let me know down in the comments below. Hope you guys have enjoyed this one, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.